Welcome to Heal, Educate, Motivate, bringing to you a panel of friends who discuss about everyday life.
Hi everyone, welcome to Heal, Educate, Motivate. It's I, Murakai, with my good buddy here, Burmz.
Hey Murakai, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, Burmz. Same old, yeah?
That's it.
Today, we're going to talk about anger management.
Ooh, anger management.
I know you have some anger management issues, Burmz.
I'm angry.
You're feeling angry. So, I guess the first question we got to ask is, what is anger? We all feel it, but has anyone actually articulated what the term anger is?
It's a good question, actually. Well, I guess we don't really think about what anger is. We feel it. By the time you're angry, it's kind of hard to even know what it is or where it came from. So, what do you think it is, Murakai?
From my understanding, anger is like a really, really thunder-like, lightning-like energy. You know, it just spikes up. Everyone in the environment can feel uncomfortable. You know, it's like that thunder explosion, just bang, 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 bang. That's the way I could actually articulate what anger could be. You want to share on that?
Oh, well, it does. That sounds right. It's like a feeling. It takes over you. It's like a reaction based on an external or internal stimuli, something that you feel based upon, maybe something that you didn't like in the situation. It doesn't suit you. So yeah, it's anger. It kind of consumes you in a way, doesn't it?
Like a massive tidal wave just gets into it.
Yeah.
So what are the causes of anger? There's many variants of situations where some people will feel anger in one situation, while other people with the same situation don't feel the anger. So it's kind of like a temperament situation. From my understanding, anger could come about is where someone feels that they have no control in their lives. You see, and so they have that low self-esteem, and when they choose to feel like as if they're a martyr or something that's done injustice to them, they might come into it and just go wham, 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 I'm angry. But their anger is not really completely true because it's so short-lived. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. It's like an injustice. That's a very good word that you used there. The person that's feeling that anger, they think about or they feel things in a different way than the other person, or the external stimuli is supposed to be. Maybe it's due to some insensitivity or those kind of things don't, just like a trigger, isn't it?
It's like a trigger.
Triggers, some people have triggers that
like I said before, it's like that. It's like trying to get that power back when you feel so vulnerable and insecure, and when you feel like you're not heard. And the funny thing is, why some people choose to get angry in that one situation while others choose to feel another emotion in the same situation. You see?
Some people might react with laughter, or or maybe feel powerful from that, instead of resentment, or that's related to anger, isn't it? Words like resentment or bitterness.
Yes. There's a whole amount of negative emotions that that comes through when we discuss things such as anger. Because sometimes, if I'm in a situation while I drive my car every day, I have friends that drive their car and they have a lot of road rage. Road rage.
Yes.
Can you share on that road rage? Do you have that experience yourself?
I guess, there's been situations, definitely, it's impatience, you want to get somewhere, and you're, most of the time when people are in road rage, they're running late or something, and it's, it's probably usually their fault, or maybe somebody that's
something that's triggering
some of their situation, right? That made them late, and then they expect others to kind of so they take out their anger on everyone in the traffic.
In my personal experience, whenever I drive, I always drive with ease. with patience, with ease, have my music on. You know, I'm very comfortable when I drive. And even if I do see some, we call those people that drive cars like
Hoons?
Hoons is the word we use?
Yeah. I think you're referring to Hoon.
Yes, I think I was referring to Hoons. I've seen Hoons on the road, and I see how they drive, you know, and it doesn't really affect me. I don't allow it to affect me. Once we realize if you have emotional IQ to a certain level, you realize that no one can really make you feel anything that you don't really want to feel. You see? I mean, I could choose to feel a variety of ways in a certain situation, but in truth, I don't have to get into that negative mindset, that negative feelings, you see? There is another aspect of anger which we would like to discuss, is arguments.
Well, I wanted to discuss something else, Murakai, but
Alright.
you chose... No, I'm just giving you an example of an argument.
Oh, why do you want me to change the topic?
Well, you know, just to show in a real sense how an argument may like come to existence.
This is true.
Because, you know, I wanted to talk about something else, but then, you know, the other person has an idea that they want to talk about arguments, and I wanted to, you know, still stay on the third topic, which was why anger. But
very wise. I like that.
But we, you know, we stepped ahead, which is all right.
Yes, well, from what I understood arguments, I've seen my family argue all the time. Sometimes they argue about money, sometimes they argue about behavior, and other assortment of things they argue about. But from my main understanding of what argument is, it is a problem. You see, there's something that goes in people's lives, and they have an issue.
Would you say it's like a difference of opinion?
It can be a difference of opinion, but when it hits to a certain stage where they start arguing, like it's like there's a problem here, and what often happens is the problem does not get resolved.
It's a disagreement.
It's a disagreement, yes, because do you remember the time when you're young, Burmz, and have you seen your family argue a lot? Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, I do relate to you on that. You know, as a young child, my family argued a lot, and I did witness that. And as you were speaking then, it brought thoughts to my mind about, you know, I'm thinking ownership. You know, people have these expectations of, that's where the argument stems from. It's like, that's my candy bar, you know, like, or I expect you to have the dinner ready when I come home, or, you know, this is how I see you. You know, you have to be a traditional woman, you know, and not work, or, you know, stay at home. It's expectations. It's not only on the man's side, women's have expectations as well, you know. So it's ownership, and it's actually, I was speaking to my mom the other day about this, and I think it's a Buddhist perspective, right? They have these 4 things. I didn't prepare it for today, but I wrote it down when she was talking to me, you know. And it's like, you know, it always stems down to greed. Greed is one of the main things in Buddhism teachings, that greed, and it leads to suffering and anger, and also like being, you know, unwise, things like that really you know, stem to those. So I think anger and arguments kind of stem from that area.
Sure. From my understanding, I've noticed some parents, when they start arguing, they tell their kids to go in the other room. You know, like they shut the door on the kids, and then the parents start arguing.
Yeah.
But from another point of view or thought, instead of pushing your children aside, perhaps as a couple, when you guys argue and debate, try to find the underlying issue and resolve the issue in front of your children. You see, debating, arguing needs to be more healthily expressed in solution these days, because then there'll be a lot of children that grow up and They not might be very armed to understand how to go about with their arguing and debating. Therefore, as they grow up, they become what's the proper word they use? They become
Not equipped.
not equipped. That's correct. So that when the children they grow up, they're not equipped to know how to handle themselves during a situation which allows them to be in an argument.
That's right. To act instead of being like frustrated or poorly prepared for an argument, the child that's now an adult will not be able to engage in a what's that word that I'm looking for? Like a constructive argument.
That's correct, because they're ill-equipped. Obviously,
I feel like I'm not very constructive with my arguments. I've been told that by people, and yeah, I guess.
I mean, we have seen people that argue, right? They talk when they're in bed. The couples are talking to each other, but sometimes the disagreements lead to shouting. You know, it's kind of say, "I'm not being heard, so therefore I'll raise my volume." Kind of like a power play. It's pretty sad how that works, but that's kind of the main reason why some people are not really getting it. You know.
Well, it's not only like people arguing. Even in later on in life, you have families arguing over inheritance, or whether one child is taking care of their parent better than the other child, and it just seems, we let all these things get in between, our goals, and it's frustrating.
It's always the triggers that bring you to that point. And also, have you ever got lost in emotions before, Burmz? Like, let's say there's such a heated debate, one person's over emotional, the other person's over emotional, and they just clash. They're just lost in that full emotion situation. Sometimes they say things that they don't really mean, or they say things which could harm the other rather than heal and nurture. You see,
definitely,
and that's getting lost in the emotions.
Yes.
Do you know any healthy ways of releasing anger, Burmz?
Healthy ways of releasing anger.
Because all emotions are in a full-blown emotion is like a massive amount of energy. So
I think you can't wait till the moment that you're angry. You need to kind of spend time in preparation to be on a moment that you might be angry. You really need to. The self-reflection is very important before the moment of anger, and to look at yourself and see what are the things that trigger you. Like if you take a look and read certain things, maybe there's certain novels that you don't like to read, or certain movies you don't like to read, or a celebrity you don't like on TV or a movie, and just kind of analyze your reaction to that and see what is it about that person that really triggers you. Is it? And then you can kind of like spend more time with yourself in that moment.
Self-reflection to understand what makes you work or how you work and what triggers you, and know yourself deeply.
So then when you're actually in a vulnerable moment where you're not in control, but you will be in control because you already know that you can be in that situation and you spent time there. There's nothing that could, unless you don't foresee that.
It takes experience, when you go through life. You may not, you don't know what you really know unless you experience it yourself. One thing I learned about emotions such as anger in this situation is it's like a teapot, like put the water in, turn the kettle on, the kettle, proper word is kettle, and the kettle will start steaming and make noises because all that pressure in that kettle made the water rise up to that temperature and make the noise. What I learned is you need a healthy release of your emotions. For example, I learned if I was feeling upset or angry, I'll just punch the boxing bag, get all that anger out of my body. If you don't have a boxing bag, just punch your pillow. Just get that emotion right out of your body, get out of your system. because
So you deal with it a different way than I do, actually.
yeah, because you gotta deal with it in a healthy manner. So
I don't-
so your body doesn't get stressed.
I
so
find
don't-
that that's actually becoming more aggressive, in my opinion, because it's like if you're putting your anger and then you're pushing it more. What I do is I notice the area of my hands or wherever I am that I'm angry with, and then I purposely slow that area down. Notice the energy in that area, and then I'll soften. I'll work on a softening, like like a spell in a way. You know,
Sure.
you focus on it and you see, okay, I need to let it relax a little bit there. You know.
Okay, fair enough.
That's how I do it anyway.
Cool.
But there are moments where I was extremely like upset. Maybe I didn't get a raise, or like somebody left me with a big share of work for the day.
Sure.
And you're right, I did like your way too. I went to the the golfing range, driving range.
Oh yeah.
We have one in Western Sydney, Aqua Golf, and bought 2 buckets of balls and
Just whack the balls.
whack the balls to
Whack it hard.
Whack it. I sent those balls into space. So
Yeah, cool. All right, we passed our 50-minute mark because I wanted to keep our podcasts briefer than our others. Our other podcasts were going for like 30 minutes over. So what I'm thinking to do is let's keep these in short bursts and keep it a little bit spicier too on the sides. Okay, guys, it's coming to the point. We're going to ask the golden questions. Get to know me and Burmz a little bit closer, and that's coming up right now. Cheers. Okay, Burmz, I have 5 questions to ask you, so all our viewers and listeners can get a good idea about who we are. And it's fun too. It is fun. Alright, Burmz, ready? Okay. And ideally, how would you spend your birthday?
currently,
Ideally.
Ideally, I guess I'd like to have, all my friends and family around, and with good food, good activities,
Cool. Nice.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite type of exercise?
Type of exercise.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like walking, or, the gym is good too, weights.
Sure. What's the best joke you've ever heard?
Oh, best joke I've ever heard. I'm terrible with jokes. I never remember them. Let me think. I like the one about the red wine.
How are we gonna get our viewers to search it up online?
Well, I'll get a copy of it next time, and we'll probably put a link in the description. For that one.
Sure, why not?
Keep it a PG.
Sure. PG, right. Would you rather cook or order in?
Cook.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite board game?
I really like the, the one.
I know the one.
Murakai. It's called the
Cash Flow
Quadrant.
Yeah.
By Robert Kiyosaki.
It's
What
the
an
Cash Flow
excellent
board game. Nice board game.
Fantastic. And you're the one who introduced me to that game.
Yeah. It's a very fun game.
Good.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
Should I ask you the same questions as well?
Burmz, shoot. Go ahead.
Okay. So how would you ideally spend your birthday, Murakai?
Within the past year, I was actually having these get-togethers. Every season, I have my friends come over, we play poker, have some drinks, have a fireside. So I like to do that again.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. If it's a season, why do you have to wait for Christmas or New Year's to have everyone around and have a little party?
We celebrate all of our birthdays at these monthly seasonal parties.
Yeah, every season, like one in summer, one in autumn, one in winter, one in
We
spring.
haven't had January yet, but
Yeah.
December you did Christmas, right?
Yes. Because we're still in summer right now, aren't we?
Still summer, yeah.
So the next season we'll have another get together.
Yes.
And
yeah.
one thing I like to do is I have the birthday cake, but take the candles off it.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? So you don't have like 20 or 30 candles on it, so you can just have a nice cake. So you're not
What about one candle?
one candle. Why not? Why not? as long as the candles doesn't remind you of the actual heat, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Cool.
Okay, then we got. What's your favorite type of exercise?
I like walking my dog.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, every day, half an hour walk. You know.
And you got a lovely dog too. It's amazing.
he's wonderful.
Amazing. And what's the best joke you've ever heard? I know you've been waiting to say this one. Come on.
I know a lot of jokes actually. But one is my favorite. It's a lame joke, but it's funny. Okay, so there's a story about this guy, right? He's sitting right next to a fountain. Okay, and the fountain water is a little bit dirty. So what he's doing is he gets a match, strikes the match, and puts it in the water. Fizzles out, obviously. He gets another match, turns it on, and it sizzles out in the water. And then his friend came in and goes, "Hey, what you doing?" So the first guy said, "Listen, I lost my money in the water. It's too dark. I can't see my coins that I dropped in the water." So the second guy says, "Okay, sure. Show me what you're doing." So the first guy did the same thing. He got the match, he struck the match, put it in the water, and it fizzles out. And the second guy says, "Oh, you idiot. What you gotta do is jump in the water first and then light the match."
That's a good one. Alright, and then we got, would you rather cook or order in?
Really depends. Really depends. If I have a friend and they
Did
want my legendary
somebody say-
pasta, Menulog.
Menulog.
Great, we just advertised Menulog. Alright.
We're not paid. That was not a paid advertisement.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
But they made the best ad of 2020.
Burmz loves the Snoop Dogg ad
Get
for Menulog.
delivery like a G.
So I like to cook for friends, but sometimes I don't have enough time, so we order in. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Next one. What's your favorite board game?
Cashflow.
Cashflow 2.
Cashflow as well. Yeah.
Really?
It's a really good board game.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Awesome.
good.
Awesome. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening to our jibber jabber. You know, hopefully we didn't put you through so much pain or not. So if you like what we do, just subscribe. Just click the notification. Share with your friends.
Send us a like too.
Send us a
If
like.
you like it, it gives us more exposure, so more people can get on board.
And also ask your questions. If you have some questions you guys just want a second opinion on, send it through in the comment section.
If you'd like to be part of the podcast too, always reach out to us. We'd love to meet new people and have guests as well.
Awesome.
That's acceptable.
Within reason, of course.
Within reason, yeah.
Of course. If someone's like halfway across the planet, we're gonna have to like zoom it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll work something out eventually.
It's all possible now.
Yeah,
It's
it's all-
2021.
Yes, it's all technology. Easy.
Happy New Year too, by the way.
And so thank you everyone, and we'll get back to you shortly.
Wishing you the best.
See ya.
Stay healthy.
Thank you for listening. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment your questions below. Stay tuned.